Okay, let's move back to the United States then, and Roger Stone.
Well, the Roger Stone trial has popped up again in the headlines. This was the first move we saw this week of 4 prosecutors were told they quit because there was pressure from the DOJ to lighten the sentence of former Trump surrogate. He wasn't even actually in the Trump campaign, Roger Stone. And so the prosecutors quit in protest, as it were, because the Department of Justice, Donald Trump's Department of Justice, wanted to lighten the sentence, didn't want Roger Stone to die in prison. They've sentenced him to 9 years or something like this for a range of charges, all of which are very spurious, to say the least. But this was the first move here, and so there was a bit of an uproar here. This is how Washington works. You see stories leak out like this, and it will trigger a certain outrage with a certain faction. And then a couple of days later, you see another story pop up. And what was interesting, this story pops up afterwards here, just in the last couple of days. The person who is the foreperson, is in charge of the jury, the head juror, basically turns out is a former Democratic congressional candidate, but also was a never-Trumper, an anti-Trump activist, a Democrat, and was also a friend of Donna Brazile. So she's from Tennessee. Her name is Tamika Hart. There's Roger Stone, and there she is. There's Tamika Hart. And so this is just unbelievable that a person who is going to decide, whether he's innocent or guilty, and also on sentencing, head of the jury, is this bias. How did this get past Roger Stone's defense team? And knowing this now, there is an argument that it could be a mistrial or something like this. So, but here she is with Donna Brazile, former head of the DNC, Democratic National Committee, who was also caught within the Podesta emails as well as cheating during the Hillary Clinton debates. But there's Donna Brazile with Tamika Hart. And look at some of these tweets here. 45 may live here, but it's the people's house. He's talking about the White House. And we're here to tell him and the white supremacist racists, etc., that they have to go. And she's got a link. There's another tweet here. Anybody wearing a MAGA hat is a racist. So very anti-Trump. This is Tamika Hart. And but by the way, that one there I think was tweeted just before the verdict. This was also tweeted here in early 2019. So she's commenting on the Mueller investigation, basically. So and Roger Stone's case came directly out of the Mueller probe. So just this tweet here that we're showing you, the last one, that would completely disqualify this whole proceedings.
In any normal judicial process, that would disqualify you immediately?
This is the worst possible outcome you could have for selecting a jury. I mean, I came under heavy criticism because I called this a Stalinist show trial when Roger Stone was sentenced back in November here. And it seems like I was vindicated, I was correct. But here's the main point, and it's important that people get this. Roger Stone, one of the main convictions is that he lied to Congress. So during the Mueller probe, during the Russia investigation, he comes to Congress and he said he lied about having a back channel to WikiLeaks. Okay, so the inference here is that the Russian GRU hacked the DNC and gave the emails to WikiLeaks, and that Roger Stone was trying to pump WikiLeaks for information in the background to find out when the next tranche of emails was going to be released during the 2016 election in the summer. And so they said he lied about, first he said he didn't have a back channel to WikiLeaks, and they said that they found some text messages on Twitter between him and WikiLeaks, pretty nondescript, how WikiLeaks would interact with anybody sending them DMs on Twitter, that sort of thing. But anyway, so he was supposedly lied to Congress. Okay, there was never a back channel to WikiLeaks. Everybody knows this, even the investigators. It's been repeated, it's been proven. Okay, so he's So they're saying he's going to do 9 years in prison for lying about something which never happened, or something that didn't exist. It's like saying this, Mike. It's like saying, I had a conversation with a ghost, and I tell that to the investigators, but the ghost doesn't exist. So they say, no, you didn't have you didn't speak to the ghost. Yeah, I spoke to the ghost, but the ghost doesn't exist. There was no back channel to WikiLeaks, and they still haven't proven whether the Russians hacked the DNC and gave them to WikiLeaks. There's no evidence at all for that. So Roger Stone's conviction is about keeping the RussiaGate narrative fixed into place. Roger Stone represents the validity of the RussiaGate hoax for the establishment. So if he doesn't get nailed, then basically RussiaGate, he himself being sentenced, is holding the RussiaGate. It's suspending the whole RussiaGate narrative. If he doesn't go to jail, then the whole thing, they have nothing. They have no evidence from the Mueller report. They have absolutely nothing. All they have now is Roger Stone about to go to jail. And this is what the resistance or the people who promote RussiaGate will say, Roger Stone's been convicted, he's doing time, therefore it's true, it happened. But there's no evidence that it did. This is an unbelievable miscarriage of justice, whether you like Roger Stone or not. He's not the most savory of political operatives as far as political operatives go, but that's what he does, that's his job. So this is an unbelievable piece of justice that would happen in the 21st century.